Hey guys, Brian delivers you the goods here. I'm returning to you this Friday on January 3rd for one of the next reviews that I wanted to get to, and it's for a TV show, an anime show, that I got a chance to finish up on for season 1 of One Piece. So, yeah, it's a show that ran from 1999 to 2000 or so for season 1 at least, but there's still quite a bit more episodes I still got left to watch through, so it's going to take me a while to get done with this show. But other than that, I'm going to discuss what I watched for all 61 episodes of One Piece, the East Blue arc, so I'll let you know what I thought of the whole season 1 as a whole. So let's dive into season 1 review for One Piece. Now basically it starts off with the pirate Luffy, and he's on a quest to find the One Piece, reach the Grand Line and find the One Piece and obtain it. And basically his goal is a pretty huge. He wants to achieve his goal, which is very admirable and very persistent of him. But he does meet a few pirates along the way and people that follow him, like Zoro. Sorry, I'm saying it wrong. Roanoa Zoro is what I meant to say. The swordsman. So the three-handed swordsman or whatever. So pretty much, I'm slurring with my wording tonight, so please forgive that. I'm just very tired because I did like a very long shift today, like almost 8 hours. So I'm drained. But other than that, I think with most of the episodes, starts off with how the Marines are kind of the bad guys. And the next, pretty much after that, Luffy fights one of the head honcho Marines. But, as he goes on his quest after meeting one of the kids or whatever with the glasses, with the pink hair, he does become a Marine. The kid with the pink hair and glasses. I can't remember his name, but from what I gathered, it was at the very beginning of the show. And then he runs into Buggy afterwards, like through episodes 9 through whatever episode number. And then it goes into another saga where they meet Usopp, in like episodes 12 to 15 or so, somewhere around that range. But it lasts for a little while, the Usopp fight, and the Butler is actually the bad guy in it. He's some kind of captain of a pirate ship, and he just basically doesn't care about his fellow comrades and tries to kill them as well. So there is a lot of storytelling with this show, and I really do like this show. Keep in mind, one of my favorite animes. It's very adventurous, very interesting of a show, and I was really impressed with the overall outcome of season 1. But there is more that I still have to explain. After they fight the guy with the long fingernail claws or whatever, so he gets defeated by Luffy, and then they go on another adventure where they run into Sanji at this restaurant on the sea, and basically they fight what's that guy's name? I can't remember his name, but he was another one of the guys that did go to the Grand Line and almost died in the process. But from what I gathered with that part of the episode, Don Creed, or whatever his name was, I believe that's what his name was. Luffy fights him, and he defeats him, of course. And it goes to the next section of the show afterwards, where they run and Nami takes the Going Merry and goes to Arlong Park. That's where Luffy fights Arlong and all that. So there's a lot of storytelling with season 1. There's a lot of dialogue and a lot of build up with each episode as you watch through. And Arlong Park was the most interesting part of the show of season 1. But it gets more interesting towards the end of season 1, where they fight. I think they show Buggy's adventure for a little bit, and then they go back to Luffy and the gang, where they're at this certain town before they reach the Red Line and the Grand Line. I can't remember the town's name, but from what I gathered, it was a really interesting part of the show. And after Luffy defeats Arlong, he becomes very famous worldwide on the East Blue, and they set a bounty for 30 million berries. 30,000 berries or something. It was like 30 million berries or something. But overall, after they hit the town and all that, and just basically try to go into this town or whatever to gather supplies before going and setting sail to the Grand Line, they run into another person after they finish with the town and everything, and Buggy tries to kill Straw Hat, which is Luffy, and they cross paths and all that. And so there's another Marine called Smoker that comes into play in the episode 40s to 50s or so. But it does explain the last section of season 1 before going to the Grand Line, and they venture into the Grand Line at the last episode of season 1. So they meet Apis and Grandpa Ryu, one of the dragons from Lost Island. And apparently they tried looking for Lost Island or whatever for Apis' sake, and tried to help her find where Lost Island is. And so they do try to find it for Apis, and they eventually find out where it really is, and it doesn't get revealed till they go to Worship Island again. So they backtrack a few times and go on some more adventures. So pretty much with what I watched, there's this sickle guy as well. I can't remember his name, but he was a weird motherfucker. And he tried following them to the Grand Line at the last episode, and then Nami was the one that defeated him and kicked him off the ship. So that was funny. Like, yeah, pretty clever. But other than that, yeah, it pretty much shows a good cliffhanger at the end of season 1, where they're setting sail to the Grand Line after reaching the summit, the top of where the Red Line is and all that, and they go through the canal. So it's really interesting how it goes into season 2 afterwards, which I am going to be watching that in the next day or so. But other than that, for season 1, it took me a little while to finish season 1, keep in mind. I spent maybe about a year finishing up on the show. I could have finished it sooner, but I decided, you know what, I'm just gonna stop it there and then continue more of it starting tomorrow. But other than that, um, One Piece Season 1 was a great show. It was a great season for the East Blue arc, and I really enjoyed most of the character building and most of the dialogue and the adventures that Luffy and the gang went on. And so it was really interesting, and I know they did a live action show, which I heard wasn't that bad, but I don't know how I'm going to feel about watching that. Because I want to watch this before I watch the live action. Because I want to get a full gist of what to expect with the live action after watching the animated show. But other than that, if I were to give the One Piece Season 1 a score, I'm going to give it a strong 9.5 out of 10. Pretty good season. I really had a good time watching Season 1 of One Piece. And for what it's worth, it was quite an amazing show. I'm still going to keep watching it. So there will be a Season 2 review. It's just going to be a little while till I get around to it. But this is one of the seasons that I wanted to get out for a review for you guys for tonight. And then I'll have more videos coming out as soon as I can. It just depends on when I get around to it, because I gotta do more shifts, and there's some good things that are going to be happening to me in the next week or so. And possibility I'll be making some more money. And that's a good thing. And I kind of want that. But other than that, pretty much 9.5 out of 10 for Season 1 of One Piece, the East Blue arc. I hope you enjoyed this Season 1 review for One Piece, and thank you guys for watching this very lengthy review. Season 2 review will be happening. It's just going to take a little while to get around to that, because I got to finish all the episodes for it. So it's going to be a little bit for Season 2's review. So I'll let you know when I get around to it. But until then, thanks for watching this review tonight. Have a good night.